Mike Brookfield here. Been a while. Started to get the videos out super regular, but you know, I'm getting some out to you. So this I'm going to call Blues show number 6, series 2. But really, what it is I got a new guitar there the other day, and it's a 60s original Fender Strat, brand new. I traded another guitar for it. You know, being a musician, you know, it's guitar for guitar, one thing in, one thing out. So I won't tell you what guitar I traded. You'll have to kind of keep your eye out on the channel and see what's not around. Or you can run a little conversation in the comments there, because some of you will definitely know which one's gone. Anyway, got this new Strat and I'm really enjoying it. Really getting back into the old Stevie Ray Vaughan kind of vibe. So I thought, what should I do? It's about time I put out a video, you know. And I thought I'll relearn some Stevie Ray Vaughan that I used to play, because you know, you learn things and you forget things. And I thought, what's a good one? A nice tight one? Scuttle Buttin. You know, that's one that we all want to be able to play. It's a kind of really famous, and we all kind of have a crack at that at some time or the other. And we get some bits and we miss others, and we go, oh yeah, we'll leave that for a while, I'll come back to it. So I thought it'd be good fun just to kind of like pull out the tab. If you want the tab, maybe email me and I can send it on to you. And because I'm going to be referring to the tab all the way through. I'm not going to put the tab up on screen. I'm just going to refer to it, so you can follow the fingers, or you can ask me for the tab, I'll send it on to you, or you can just download the tab. It'll cost you like $4 or something to buy it off Music Notes or Sheet Music Download or something. And I'm a big fan of that. You know, if you want the tab, don't spend 4 hours kind of searching the net for a free version when it only costs, you know, a few dollars, like, you know. Or buy a tab book, even better. You can see, like, I've got kind of hundreds of them up here. I really like to have a library of stuff. Anyway, Scuttle Buttin. I'm going to stay in standard tuning, because, you know, we're kind of learning this for fun, and we all have this ability of tuning the tracks up now. You can kind of do that with software. I use one called Loopster there quite a lot, you know, just to, when I'm teaching Stevie Ray Vaughan, so we don't have to down tune in lessons. We just stick it up a semitone. And stuff like that. So along the way, what's going to be interesting is like seeing which bits sound best in different ways of playing them. So with the two main things, I think, is like which pickup to be on when you're playing certain parts, and whether to there's always been a thing with this track, whether it's like to string bend or to slide. So I'm going to put it on the middle pickup there, you know. So I was using the slide version there, where you go. But I think it's important to know that, you know, one day Stevie Ray, he might use the middle pickup and he might slide. The next day, he might use the bridge pickup and bend. So, you know, to me, both sound really cool. So when I tend to play this tune, I kind of mix them. You know, sometimes I bend, sometimes I slide. I actually don't think about it. I just kind of do it intuitively, you know. So I might be on the neck. And that time, I slid. And then I did the bend. So, slide. I could reverse that and I could do the bend and then slide. You know, so there's a few different permutations, and believe me, like Stevie Ray Vaughan wouldn't be tied to any. You wouldn't say it's definitely slide or it's definitely bend. he would just roll whatever sounded good that day, you know, and it could come down to different factors. So, you know, I think, you know, when I play live, sometimes I might stay the whole night more or less on the neck pickup, just because that's what feels right. There might be another night I might be the whole night on the bridge pickup, and then other nights I'm swapping every 12 bars or something. You just kind of roll with what sounds good on the night in a particular venue, depending on the architectural kind of ambience of the room and the different, you know, psychoacoustics that are going on. So it's kind of a really interesting thing. It's funny that people say, oh, you should be using this pickup and you should be doing that. There are no hard, fast rules, I don't think, along that. You see me glancing down every now and then. I have this video might be quite long by the time I get through it, but my video camera tends to cut off around about 10 minutes, so I'll have to restart and just cut it in. You know what I mean? So I'll be keeping an eye on the 10-minute mark there. Okay, so let's get in there. So the riff itself, you know, I'm just going to play it really slow, and I'll do the slide version. Keep it on the middle pickup. Now, rhythmically, it's really important that it's that, you know, 16th note. Gaga, dagga, 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 down. 2, 3, 4, 1. You know what I mean? So if you're rhythmically aware, it makes it much more accurate to play, I think, you know. So basically you're playing that riff, aren't you? You've got this E7 sharp 9, which we know is like that kind of like stereotypical kind of Jimi Hendrix chord. But we're playing it in this position with our second, first, and I use my fourth to bar, mainly because it feels good when I'm standing up. You know, sometimes fingerings, depending on your kind of body position, you know, if you're sitting down, you can kind of do that, you know, play a bar chord. But you tend when you stand up that you might play a bar chord like that just because of your body posture, you know, when you're playing. So, you know, again, these different kind of things come into play depending on where you're playing and, you know, what the circumstances are. And then you're kind of basically playing this riff now through a 12-bar blues. So let me do that, and pretty slow, and then we can get on to the juicy bits. Here we go. So that's pretty straightforward, isn't it? Just going to take quite a good bit of hard work. And then he does this. So that's the beginning of the solo, isn't it? So I'm kind of looking at the tab here, and I'm doing a bit of filtering. I'm kind of like, you know, I'm playing some notes here, like, and I'm going, actually, I don't really hear that in my head, so I'm going to actually miss it out. So that sometimes when you're working off tabs, you have to kind of filter out stuff. So this is what I think it is. You've got this. So that's what I'm going to go with. Then you got this. So that's just a, you know, rockabilly lick, isn't it? So and again, trying to be really rhythmically conscious. So 3, 4. All 16th notes, isn't it? 3, 4. So. So that the pickup into the next chorus is, and then we've got this Chuck Berry style lick. You just, you know, try pick that out if you can, and then you hit the open fifth string when it goes to the A chord. So what I'm doing there is I'm playing like a little kind of A, open A, and I'm strumming the open string, and then I'm strumming the chord. So that's the next bit, isn't it? So after you've done that kind of like there's a really interesting thing where he pops his thumb over there, so he's going. Again, you have to be really rhythmically conscious at this bit. So you go on the fourth beat, it's like. Yeah, I love that bit. That's really cool. That sounded really good on the bridge pickup, wouldn't it? So. I'll go back to the middle. And then we've got this kind of. So that's, you know, a standard kind of, you know, Clapton does that a lot, doesn't he? What I call the train. You know, if you're studying with me, you'll hear me say the train a lot, you know. So, okay, so going into that, it's boom, boom, ga, 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 ga. So again, that's kind of rhythmically quite interesting. I don't know if I was ever doing that right, you know. So you go open string, so you're playing each one twice, and you start on the offbeat of 1, 1. Okay, so this is the whole thing. When you go through these things multiple times, you start spotting things that, oh, I never did that right before, and you can make that little alteration. So here we go, and then we're into the next one. So. was a hard bit to hear on the record. I had to loop that a lot of times and find my own way of trying to hear that, you know. But it's, you know, it's a great A lick, isn't it? This is really nice. I really like the way he switches up the rhythm on this bit now. He goes, so after you've gone to that A bit, which is... It's starting on the beat with there. I think I might write a song based around that. I might steal that lick, you know. Something like that. It's because it's slightly different to the way he's playing it earlier on. Anyway, it's a really cool lick. It's the way he gets to that second string, actually. And then you're onto the B7. Which is pretty standard there. And then where are we at? Is that the end of the show? Yeah, that's pretty much it. And then you're back into the head, aren't you? So it's... Now I'm doing the bending version of the head. And I'll go on the bridge pickup just for the crack. Cool, isn't it? So, I mean, like, you could try playing that riff up the octave, couldn't you, as well? You know, it's something that you can just use in your improvisations, and instead of bending it like I was there, you know. That's doing the slide one, isn't it? That was hard. Keeping myself on my toes, suggesting things like that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that was useful. I mean, some people are going to have worked through this before and say, yeah, I don't need, yeah, I know this one. And other people are going to be like, oh, geez, this is really hard. So, you know, I can't really, I suppose, cater for everybody, but there's hopefully a few people out there who found this useful. And, you know, I suppose it's a fly on the wall style thing, and it's kind of, you know, you guys watching me relearn a piece that I really like, and, you know, kind of looking at it and how I'm thinking about it. A lot of the time I'm just kind of checking that I'm, you know, getting the vibe of things right rhythmically. You know, I'm thinking about kind of pickup selections and fingerings, and I'm actually not bothered about playing fast as the record. That's like the later stages kind of thing in my mind. I'm never really that bothered about how fast I can get it until right at the end, you know. Some things I've never been able to play at full speed, but it doesn't stop me playing them on gigs and that, you know. I just play them a little bit slower. You know, we're all genetically put together in different ways, you know what I mean? So, I hope you enjoyed that, and please subscribe, share, and I'll see you on the next one. Keep it burning out there.